Welcome to the Resolution Room. I'm Robert Holmes, and today we're wrapping up our series with one of the most powerful perspectives on conflict, turning disagreements into opportunities for growth. Most people see conflict as a problem to avoid, but what if we reframe that way of thinking? What if, instead of something negative, we saw conflict as a chance for innovation, stronger relationships, and personal development? In today's episode, we'll explore why conflict can be beneficial, how to shift our mindset, and practical ways to turn disagreements into learning experiences. Let's get started. But before we talk about solutions, let's first explore an important question. What if conflict isn't a bad thing? While conflict can feel uncomfortable, it can actually benefit us in three key ways. The first way, conflict drives innovation. Some of the best ideas come from disagreement. When people challenge each other's perspectives, they can create new, improved solutions that wouldn't exist otherwise. Second, conflict strengthens relationships. When handled correctly, resolving conflict builds a trust and deeper understanding between people or groups. And finally, conflict encourages personal growth. Facing and working through conflict helps develop emotional intelligence, patience, and problem-solving skills. Think about some of the most successful companies in the world. Google, Apple, Netflix, RMH Coaching and Consulting. Had to throw that in there. They thrive because their teams debate ideas and challenge each other's thinking. It's about resetting the status quo. If everyone always agreed, there would be no innovation, and I would still be asking Jeeves where the closest Blockbuster is on my Nokia phone. So instead of fearing conflict, we should see it as a sign of engagement and an opportunity to improve. If conflict is so useful, then why do we avoid it? The answer is most likely fear. Most of us are afraid of saying the wrong thing. We're afraid of hurting relationships, and we're afraid of feeling uncomfortable. But here's the key. It's not conflict itself that's the problem. It's how we handle it. To turn conflict into an opportunity, we must reframe our mindset. Here's how. Stop seeing conflict as a battle. Instead of a me versus you mindset, think of a it's us versus the world. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Every conflict reveals something new about yourself, the other person, or the situation. And shift from reaction to response. Instead of reacting emotionally, pause and think, what's really going on here? How can we make this a constructive conversation? Here's an example. Imagine you're working on a project and a teammate disagrees with your approach. Instead of getting defensive, you could say, that's an interesting perspective. Can you help me understand why you see it that way? This shifts the conversation from conflict to collaboration. Once we shift our mindset, how do we actually turn conflict into an opportunity? Here are three powerful strategies. The first strategy, seek to understand before being understood. Instead of trying to win the argument, focus on truly understanding the other person's perspective. Use phrases like, tell me more about why you feel that way. Help me understand what's most important to you. Then you can find the common goal, find the common ground. Most conflicts stem from different perspectives, but often the end goal is the same. Two coworkers argue about a project deadline. One wants quality, the other wants speed. A common goal, a successful project. The solution, let's collaborate on a way to balance both priorities. And then you can turn tension into a shared problem to solve. Instead of debating who's right, we're working together to find a win-win solution. A great way to do this is by reframing the conflict. Instead of, you never listen to my ideas, say, I'd love for us to find a way to incorporate both of our perspectives. Let's bring this to life with a real-world example. There's a famous case of two companies, Sony and Philips, that were competitors in the tech industry. They both wanted to dominate the market for digital music technology. Instead of fighting to death, they collaborated and created the CD format together, which became one of the most successful music innovations in history, even though most of you guys probably don't remember what a CD is. Moral of the story, sometimes your biggest conflict can lead to your biggest breakthrough. Before we wrap up, let's review some action steps you can take to turn conflict into an opportunity. The first step, pause and reflect before reacting. Ask yourself, what's really happening here? 2, listen with curiosity. Use open-ended questions to understand the other person's perspective. 3, reframe conflict as a problem to solve together. Shift from opposing sides to collaborators seeking a solution. 4, focus on the bigger picture. Ask, what outcome do we both want? How can we get there together? Your challenge? Apply one of these strategies in a real life conflict, whether at work, at home, or in any conversation. Notice how it changes the outcome. That brings us to an end of our episode in our series on conflict resolution. We've explored why conflict happens, how to manage emotions, effective communication, how to handle workplace disputes, active listening, and now how to turn conflict into opportunity. If you've enjoyed this series, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who might benefit. I'm Robert Holmes from RMH Coaching and Consulting, and thank you for being in the resolution room. Until next time, and remember, conflict isn't something to fear, it's something to navigate wisely.